So this is going to be a few part lesson. And remember when I did the grouping problem, let's see if I can find it. And I said that it's not solved by grouping, but you can still find a real zero. Well, we're going to get into how the heck do you find that if you can't factor based on the traditional ways. Okay, so let's go here. And they want to just start you off by multiplying using the box. So I'm going to have you do that right now. I'm going to pause it and then we'll get the answer. So I boxed it out and I actually made a mistake because I went 6 plus 3 is 18 and I was multiplying by accident. But I want to show you what I did. So if you look here, let's see if it's going to brighten up a little bit. It does. Oops. I have the original and then I have my answer. And then if you look, I graphed it and it's right on top of it. So now I know that I'm good to go. So there's my blue and there's my green. It's a good way to check it, problem and answer. It's also a good way to see the roots right away because eventually you're going to get this and you're going to have to find that. Okay? All right. And so then what they want you to do is do number 2. So now do number 2 and then you're going to put the answer in the end puzzle. Okay? And hopefully I did this one right. If I didn't, you will all be texting me that I made a mistake. Okay? So now what they want you to do, and this should be no problem. So I multiplied and I got the answer. So I'm going to rewrite number 1 because I want you to see different ways to represent it. Equals 6x to the 4th minus 7x cubed. Okay, so before I finish doing that, I want to show you, what if I had 3 times 6 equals 18? They're saying, okay, well, how can I do that using division? Oh, well, I could go 18 divided by 6 equals 3. So I can go this divided by this gives you this. Is there another way I can do division? Yeah. I can go 18 divided by 3 and give you 6. So I can go this divided by this and give you this. So what they're asking for, and let me just color code because why not? Let's say that's pink, make that yellow, and then we'll make blue the answer. So instead of rewriting this, what they're saying is, hey, you can go this times this gives you this, which also means you can go blue divided by pink gives you yellow. But you can also go pink divided by yellow equals pink. Well, I think I mixed up the colors, but you get it, okay? And they just want you to see that there's different ways to write it because what's going to happen now is you're going to be giving the 18 and you're going to have to find numbers that divide to give you that. In a sense, what you're going to be doing is a factor tree, but with polynomials, okay? So before we get there, let's do some review. Solve for x using the quadratic formula and completing the square. So we'll do quadratic formula over here and complete the square over here. I am going to pause it and then show my work afterwards. All right, so I'm hoping you did this by yourself. It takes you longer, honestly, to just copy everything down. So I set it up, and then I highlighted this one over here. To get 108, I did my cute little birthday cake. I got 6 rad 3. Then that went down there. Then for each of these, I divided everything by 2. So I divide that by 2, I divide that by 2, and I divide that by 2, and I got my answer. Okay? Something I forgot to do over here was actually show my work for completing this square. So let me do that. 5x. Oops. It's a little messy, but you get the game. So that 25 plus 25 plus 25. Let me show my work. Okay. Okay. So I square rooted the 27, did my cute little birthday cake. What do you notice about both the answers? They're exactly the same. I think it's easier to do the quadratic formula because you don't have to simplify as much. I had to factor tree, birthday cake a way bigger number, and I had to simplify. Where completing the square didn't make that happen. The only problem is, if this number was odd, it would be a pain in the tush to do completing the square. But it's nice to have options, okay? So I'm going to have you on your ed puzzle each time put the zeros, okay? So for number 1, put the 0 and pause it. So this has got to be no problem to you. If this is a problem at all, then you need to go back. This has got to be second nature, okay? This is like solving for x now, but it's factoring, so it's quadratic. Okay, I had to find 2 numbers that multiply to get 6 and add to get -7. And those numbers are -6 and 1. So I put the -6 and the 1 there. Just to remind you, you got to take the 3, bring it down, but then you had to divide and you solve. Okay? Now you're going to factor the next one. So I noticed they both had an x, so I took out an x, hooshed it over. Some of you can just do this in your head. Great. And then I wrote what's left. That goes what's in here. The x, set it equal to 0, solve. Gotta be second nature. Okay? Now factor the next one. So this one is square root, square root. Square root of 9x squared is 3x. Square root of 49 is 7. Solve, set it equal to 0. Now you could also have done it this way. Move the 49 over, divide by 9, square root, plus or minus 7/3. Both of them work. Okay? All right, now that we're good at that, we're going to get into a little bit of a puzzle. It's going to seem weird at first, but what I want you to do is just trust me for now. And I like to highlight this because that's where my focus is. Okay? So what we need to do is we need to go, okay, when we multiply, kind of like when we're doing our box, and we do our numbers on the outside, in a sense, it looks like this. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So in a sense, right now, we've got the x minus 4 here, and then they're telling us the -2x. They're telling us the 2x to the 4th. They're telling us 12x squared, and we've got to fill in the rest. Okay? So I'm going to use my puzzling techniques, and this is going to be one of those things that for some people it just clicks right away, and for some people it takes a second. No problem. Let's figure it out. Okay? So for this problem here, we have to go x times what is going to give me that? And that's 2x cubed. Okay? Because this doesn't have a 2, but this does have a 2, so this has got to have a 2. This has 1x, this has 4x, so 3 plus 1 gives you 4. Now I can multiply and give you -8x cubed. So then I go, okay, well, if I look over here and this is 12x squared, I have to go up and go, okay, well, how is this negative but this is positive? That has to be negative. And if I go -3 times -4, that's positive 12. And then x squared. This times this gives you this. Well, now I can multiply those two and get the answer. Oh, I can multiply these two. -2x squared, which means I can multiply these two and get 8x. Okay. And now they go, well, shoot, what am I supposed to do here? What am I supposed to do here? Well, if you look, they're telling me that part of the answer is plus 12x. Look at this. See how it goes 4, 3, 3, 2, 2. That means 1, 1. Squared, squared, x, x. So if I put a 4x here, and when I add them, 4x plus 8x, oopsies, gives me 12x. So now if that's an x and that's a 4, that would be a 4. And now 4 times -4 is -16. So now if I'm going to write my final answer would be 2x to the 4th minus 11x cubed plus, oops, wait, made it too big, sorry. So 2x to the 4th minus 11x cubed plus 10x squared plus 12x minus 16. Okay? So now, you'll notice how they're doing this. This is on the outside, and then this right here is the answer. Okay? So what they're giving us this time, and this is one of those things, again, some of you are going to go, oh my gosh, I got this just like that, and some of you are going to go, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I'm actually going to show you 3 different ways to do these types of problems, and this is just the first way. So if you end up not liking this way in the end, you got 2 other ways. All right. So, but this is just showing you how you can use the box. So that means this times this is going to give you the center, and then your final answer would be here. Okay? So you're always going to notice that the first box is that first number because nothing's the same. And that last number is in the last part of the box. Okay? So that means I know this goes here and this goes here. And how does that work here? That means this goes here and this goes here. I wonder if I'm off on the boxes. Let's find out. So that means if this 6x cubed, no, yeah, it's a 6x cubed, goes here, that means this 10 goes here. So now I've got to fill in everything. So I've got to go what times what gives me this? 3x squared. And now I can multiply this, 15x squared. So now how am I going to do the rest? Well, look, see how this is 15x squared? But my answer has a 7. What can I add to get 7? This is why I like the pens better. Negative 8x squared. Because this plus this gives you this. And now if I have that, that means that's negative 4x. Because this times this gives you that. Now I can multiply those. This might take a couple times in practice. It took me a couple times because it was weird the first time I learned it. And then I go, well, this is negative 20x, but this is negative 16x. What plus that will give me that? Plus 4x. Because negative 20 plus 4 is negative 16. Now I go, well, how am I going to get the 4? Well, if that's a 2, 2 times 2x is 4x. Now, how do you know I'm right? What's 2 times 5? It worked out. Okay? All right. So now they want you to do a problem all by yourself. Okay? So they want you to go this divided by this. This is your blue. And this is your yellow. So now we're going to practice setting this up ourselves. Okay? And I know it's actually, is it the same problem? Oh, it's similar, but not the same thing. So when I do this problem, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2. So the yellow goes here. They have the box on the outside, but when we do the boxes, we like to just go like that. And then the answer is 6x cubed plus 7x squared minus 16x plus 18. So we figured out one of the yellows. We're going to try to figure out what the heck is the other yellow. Okay? So what did I say we do? Take this. It goes in the first shot. Take this. It goes in the last. So 6x cubed. I didn't do that very well. And 18. So now I've got to go 2x times what gives me 6x cubed? 3x squared. Now, 3x squared times 5 is 15x squared. So now I go, well, I know I have to add the diagonals. So if this is 15, but this is 7, 15 minus 8 is 7. Now I got that. So that one's done and that one's done. So now I have to go what times what is going to give me this? Negative 4x. Do you notice how it goes down each one? And then that means that would be negative 20x. This is negative 20x, but this is negative 16x. Oh, if I add 4x, now I get negative 16x. That one's done. Sorry, my dog is drinking water in the background. So now I have 2x times 2 is 4x, and that's plus 10. Okay? So what you're going to find out the answer is, and we're going to get there in a second, this one's going to be a little bit different because, wait a minute, but I have an 18 and I can't keep going. So you're going to see if I go 10 plus 8, I get 18. So this one had a remainder, okay? So that means that my answer is 3x squared minus 4x plus 2, but I had a remainder 8. It's kind of like if I went 3 divided by 7, I would go, okay, that's 2, remainder 1. Excuse me. So it would be 2 1/3 if you remember that. And some of you, wait, this is long division, this isn't. You're actually going to learn how to do this with long division. And so this will be a one way, another way will be long division, and you'll learn about synthetic. But right now what you're going to learn is, okay, well, if I'm out, but I still have this will be my remainder. So plus 8 over 2x plus 5. You'll get lots of practice on this. Okay, I'm going to stop this video and we'll do the next one in the next video.